Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Beautiful day again in the UK, loving it. But is it beautiful for Arsenal when it comes to transfers? Granit Xhaka, who of course is preparing to, play in the Euros for Switzerland. The Euros, of course, kicking off this Friday. Well, Granit Xhaka being heavily linked with a move away today. The rumours have been out there linking him with a move to Roma. And if you go by a lot of the sort of publications out there today, they're saying that it could possibly be happening before the Euros start. Now, of course, as I just said, it starts on Friday. So that means before the end of this week, Granit Xhaka could be gone. We've been told that Roma have made an offer of around about £18 million plus add-ons. Arsenal said to be comfortable with getting around about £20 million for him. And we know that Jose Mourinho, who's now the new manager of Roma, is very, very keen on bringing in Granit Xhaka. He likes these type of sort of hard leader type players. You know, we saw it when he went in at Tottenham. First player he bought in was that Højbjerg. Now he's looking to bring in Xhaka into the heart of his midfield. And Xhaka could be gone. He's been at the club for a very long time, over 4 years. Since he's been at the club, we've not even got into the Champions League. He really does divide opinion amongst the Arsenal fan base. There are some that say, look at it and say to themselves, listen, he's a rock in the midfield. Every manager that's been at Arsenal have always had him in the team. He's been one of those players that's hardly ever dropped. Wenger loved him. Arteta loves him. Unai Emery loved him. There must be a reason for that, a lot of fans are saying. He's a leader in the dressing room. There's other fans who say, well, hold on a minute, he's not a leader. Remember what he did on the pitch, throwing down the armband, swearing at the fans. They cite the fact that he's made so many mistakes over the years that have led to goals. And he's just not been the answer in midfield. But it does look like he could be on his way out. It's really a strange situation when it comes to him and the leadership qualities. He is the captain of Switzerland going into these Euros, but not the captain at Arsenal. Although there's a lot of people who say he's kind of the captain in the background kind of thing. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I really want to know in the comments today. Would you be happy if Xhaka leaves this week, as a lot of the rumours are saying? Now, if he does go, again, Ruben Neves, we've spoken about this one now the last couple of days. He seems to be the player that Arsenal are looking to bring in. Again, publications saying that could happen this week. I don't know about that. There still seems to be a big divide when it comes to how much. Arsenal said to be willing to pay in the 30s. Millions I'm talking right now. Right? Whereas Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are willing to sell Neves, they are willing to let him go and to raise funds. And as we know, the manager's now left the club. They want about 40 million. And we know that they will play a hard ball on their players. We saw when they sold Jota, they demanded a lot of money. Neves is still young. He's still 24. Lots of Premier League experience. For me, I heard James and Cecil talking about it on News Daily last night. They seem to be just kind of sort of mixed on Ruben Neves. Whereas me, I think Ruben Neves is a quality player that with a fresh challenge in a team like Arsenal would bring a lot to Arsenal Football Club. And he's a goal-scoring midfielder. And I've said it many a times, he scores goals from outside the box. I think it'd be a very, very positive signing for Arsenal. But again, I'd love to know what you guys think. Let us know in the comments below. Julian Brandt, a player that was linked heavily to Arsenal in the January transfer window before we bought in Martin Odegaard on loan. He again is getting linked with Arsenal today. Of course, Brandt from Borussia Dortmund, 25, so still fairly young. Poison more primarily plays out wide more than, say, an attacking midfielder in, that sort of number 10 sense. But a very, very talented player. Didn't have the greatest of seasons last season for Borussia Dortmund. Didn't always start. Was brought into the club, as, potentially that next big player. Hasn't really worked out for him. He's getting linked again to Arsenal. I think he'd be in the £20 million bracket as well, so it wouldn't be too expensive. But is he exactly what Arsenal need right now? Again, he's not really that playmaking player, although he can play that position. And we know that that's the type of player that Arsenal are looking for right now after missing out on Emi Buendia. What about bringing back Aaron Ramsey? That has been everywhere in the news as around Arsenal, that Arsenal may be willing to go and make an offer for Aaron Ramsey. There's also been rumours saying that Arsenal would offer Hector Bellerin in a swap deal for Aaron Ramsey. Now, we know that Aaron Ramsey moved from Arsenal to Juventus on a free. It hasn't really worked out for him there. I mean, yeah, he's won a lot of things since he's gone there, but he's, again, the eternal problem that we had with Aaron Ramsey at Arsenal. He's had lots and lots of injuries, and that has continued into his career at Juventus. There'd be a lot of sticking points on this. Number one, he's on about £400,000, yes, a week. Remember when he moved, there was no fee, and he got this whopping wage. No way Arsenal would even be able to come close to that. Number two, the injuries. Just way too many injuries. I mean, he would be playing for Wales, and he'll be a very influential player for Wales in the Euros, but he's so injury prone. That's been the thing that's really blighted him over the years. Could have been such a top player, but it's the injuries that have always seemed to set him back. 30 as well now, 30 years old. I just don't think Arsenal are going to go and try and get Aaron Ramsey back. It would be the biggest shock for me this transfer window, but I have been shocked before in the past. But right now, for me, I just can't see it. This next one, possible. The Turkish international, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. I hope I pronounced that right. Turkish will be ringing me up, say, Robbie, what are you doing? Butchering his name. It's a hard name to pronounce. People, put me right in the comments. I know you guys always do deliver. And Turkish, give me a ring. Let me know, right? But the talented playmaker from AC Milan is available on a free. His contract runs out this month. He's a very, very talented player. We'll see him in the Euros for Turkey as well. Very good player. Last season had 4 goals and 10 assists in 33 appearances, and he would fit into that midfield. He is a playmaker and a very talented one indeed, and available on a free. Now, Arsenal might be just interested in that. AC Milan didn't manage to get him onto a new deal. Could Arsenal make a move for him? Going to be really interesting to see on this one. Manchester United said to be very interested in him as well. Liverpool at the time as well had a bit of an interest in him as well. He's going to interest a lot of clubs right across Europe when you get a player of his caliber available on a free transfer. What will happen with him? Where will he go? I'm going to keep my eyes on this one because he is a very talented player and he would fit that sort of playmaking role that Arsenal are looking for. And as we know, free, no money. I can see the cronkies now. Who's that? Who is he? Let's get on to him. Then they find out about his wages and they go and actually leave it. And it's all gone quiet on Yves Basuma of Brighton. Basuma, right at the start of the transfer window, said to be one of Arsenal's #1 targets alongside Buendia. It's got a bit quiet. Now, if Granit Xhaka goes through the door, Basuma for me would be the perfect replacement. A bit different to Xhaka. Doesn't really have the passing range, but brings something different. Better holding midfielder, as we can see. He's everywhere in that midfield. One of the best holding midfielders in the Premier League last season. I mean, when you look at, Kante, we know his levels to everybody. You got Ndidi, Basuma. They're all in the same sort of bracket. The geezer at Spurs, Højbjerg, right? They're all in that bracket of very good holding midfielders. Somebody that Arsenal need. I think Thomas Partey is not a holding midfielder. Thomas Partey is a box-to-box midfielder. I said it in the day when from the day we bought him. If you've got a Basuma next to him, then you've got a Partey, then you've got a playmaking, number 10, someone like an Odegaard or, Çalhanoğlu or people like this who can create, Neves, you know, even though Neves is not specifically that number 10 role either. But I just think Basuma brings balance to your midfield because he's the guy that just holds and says to everybody else, go and play. Arsenal said to be willing to pay in the 30s for him, the £30 million mark, round about there, 30, 35. Brighton, on the other end, holding out for 40. Will Arsenal move to get this one done? For me, if they're moving Xhaka out, it seems the obvious one for me. But what seems obvious to me and what seems obvious to you is never seems to be obvious to the guys that are doing the deals upstairs for Arsenal. It's going to be a very important window. I keep saying it. You know, there's big players moving out, you know, big figures like Granit Xhaka, potentially Hector Bellerin, you know. Let's not forget there's guys like Torreira, Guendouzi, you know, literally that midfield, you know, Ceballos has already gone. That midfield is going to be completely different next season. So it's going to be so interested in see who comes in. Hence why every time you're seeing Transfer Daily at the moment, we're getting linked to tons and tons of midfielders. Who do you guys want? Want to know in the comments. Please let me know. Who do you want? And are you glad, if it happens, that Granit Xhaka is leaving the club? Yes or no? Would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching the show today, and we'll be back tomorrow.